Hello everyone, welcome back to VAGRUS The Riven Realms and the Pilgrims of the Wasteland introductory campaign. We are here in Avernum, but we've done all of our investigations and we have been told, if we go to our quest log here, that the Black Knight, Sidarius, is ready for us to leave. So we need to go and eliminate 3 camps in the region. As for the shipment, you must save your comitatus by taking a large shipment of metal to Divan. We need to conclude Sidarius' investigation to do that, so that is going to be our next steps. So we are going to need supplies, because we only have 1 day's worth of supplies. And we've sold off some scrap metal so that we have some cash for those supplies. So it's either Alt-Shift or Alt-Click or Shift-Click. Shift-Click gets you up the quick buy menu. So this is 3 days worth of supplies. Even with all of our cash, we only get to 5 days worth of supplies. I mean, we're going to have to take it, otherwise we're not going to eat out in the deserts, right? Maybe I'm just doing cash management really poorly, or we should have sold more of our scrap metal off, but I've done what we can. Here in this town, though, what we will do is seek out passengers, and there is a middle-aged sage. They will consume 1 food unit and provide no local fighting for a fee of 1 1/8. But on our map, they want to go to Utvorar. And let's see, we're in Avernum. I can't imagine how many days it takes. If it took us a couple of days to get from here to there, I can't imagine the length of time it would take to get down to some of these places in the corner of the map. But that's by the by. A wandering old man. That's a strange thing to see. But over here we have the 3 towns that we want to be getting to. So I don't think we can settle for taking this middle-aged sage where they want to go. And as for cargo, where do we find our current passenger? I thought we had someone somewhere. But hey, that's by the by. So let's get ready to leave the city. You make ready to leave Avernum. Nothing prevents you from leaving now. You approach the gates, comitatus packed up and all ready to go. Grim-faced Sagorodites approach you with slaves in tow that carry amphorae full of supplies. My contribution to the journey, the Black Knight says. 350 extra supplies is so badly needed. The guards check your cargo and talk to you briefly as your comitatus moves through the gates. Did you pay your tax upon entry? You've already paid the tax. You are finally outside the gates. The comitatus stretches out into a line and you start to head towards your destination. The Wasteland awaits.
With the Black Knight's investigation concluded in Avernum, we were yet again chained to his will and purpose. Commandeered from our original venture, we set out across vast plains of sand and rock in search of escaped slaves that preyed upon travelers. We could only dream that we'd make it out of this predicament alive and could return to our journey eastwards.
So, previously we had come from above. Apparently I can't scroll the map. We had come from above on a single point-to-point line. You can see slightly faded there to the north, down to Avernum. But it seems now we have this giant branching path that we can use. So if we step out using 3 of our 10 movement points. Now, is the Omfalat outpost the first of the 3 that we need to get to? Or one of the 3? You have to locate and eliminate 3 hidden abolitionist camps. You'll need a sizable contingent of fighters and working crew to be able to take the fight to these camps. Regions Arnius Vorax. So, on our map, is that Onflat outpost what we're seeing there? And we need to get even further south than that. So we'll probably skip that, and if we can find it, perhaps stop in Utvorar for some supplies, or Utvorar, perhaps. But we're just going to keep pressing south for now. We have 7 movements, so we can go 5 to here and stop, or we can go 4 and 3 makes 7. And we will camp. Oh, I did it again. I'm such a moron. So we spent all of our money on supplies, and now I don't have any cash to to pay off everybody in the caravan with. Navigate. The Deputies pane is now available. Navigate to it by clicking the Assign Deputies button or clicking through the Deputies sheet. Deputies are your officers on the Comitatus. On this pane, you can assign your companions to deploy to deputy roles and check what boons each deputy provides. You can assign a companion to a deputy role by dragging and dropping their portrait in the available slot. Available slots are signified by a coin. Only companions with a deputy perk can be assigned. One companion can fill only one role, even if they are eligible to do more, and each role can only be filled once. The maximum number of assigned deputy roles depend on your authority, a leader characteristic. Assigned deputies unlock new equipment slots for your comitatus. Though you can only assign or remove deputy roles while in camp or resting, you can always consult the pane through the comitatus management window or directly from the leader window. Assign Morwen to the Scoutmaster deputy role, then close the window. Right, so then we go back to our crew. We have you need 11 fighters to step guard. We only have 7, so we can't do that. We have to pay people later because we don't have enough cash. But we do have rations. And we can go foraging for food. Let's not do that yet. The scouting icon is now active at the node's radial menu. Clicking on the node of you currently occupy, and then click the eye icon. Scouting allows you to gather information about what's going to happen in neighboring nodes before committing to a path. By sending your scouts out, you can see all neighboring nodes represented as directions on the scouting window. These are also marked on your campaign map. Scouting costs movement points. You need to spend movement points equal to half of the highest movement point cost direction rounded down. You can add scouts to directions you want to gain information from. Each added scout raises the chance of a successful scouting. However, each additional direction after the second, or if you have the Scoutmaster, after the fourth, costs resourcefulness. You can see the chance of success and failure for each scouted direction. Scouting is not without risks. Your scouts may not return in case of a failure. Scout at least one direction. After setting everything up, click on the Send Scouts button to send your scouts. Okay. Let's aim for Utvorar over here. So we want to send a scout in direction 3 and scouts in direction 4. And then we will send scouts. And this is going to cost us 1 movement point, it seems. You can now see the results of your scouting. The success of your scouting in each direction is indicated by the chevron icons next to each direction. For each direction with a successful scouting, percentages will appear with the icons related to the certain encounter types. The scroll icon indicates an event, either the priority or a chance event. The axe icon indicates combat encounter. The compass icon indicates an exploration node, not yet available. and the crossed out circle icon indicates that nothing happens. In the case of a critical success, you get more precise information. The blue scroll icon indicates an available priority event, story related or fixed local, while the golden scroll icon indicates a random event, general or specific to the region. Failed scouting provides no information on events, while a critical failure also incurs losses to your scouts. Scouting also provides information about the viability of hunting and foraging on the scouted nodes. Percentages represent the expected chance of such activities on the nodes. The less successful the scouting, the less accurate the percentages, with critical success being perfectly accurate. Close the scouting by clicking on X and move on. How did we get... Okay, so here's our results. Chance of nothing happening at 3 is 100%. Chance of an event happening at number 4 is 1%. Chance of hunting is 12%. So let's go down to number 3. That's where I want to be. Now, we don't even need to camp here yet, so we could keep doing a string of move, scout, move, scout, move, scout, but that seems kind of arduous. So I'm just going to keep moving for now. Then here on the outskirts of Utvorar, we will camp here and then move in there come the morning. And we will send out some people to forage for some extra food. We failed. We got 2 supplies. Morwyn lost 1 vitality. No foragers were harmed. We have our movement points back, so let's trek over here. See what's occurring. Village, Utvorar. Home to the eponymous Utvorar tribe of the fire worshippers, this village is one of the few permanent settlements of the Sidar folk have. Poised on the edge of a large, barren plateau protected by the raging heat of nearby lava lakes, rows of soot-covered sandstone houses and tents await visitors. Everything is painted orange and red, the holy colours of the great fire spirit, clothes, awnings, banners, and even faces. We don't have any cash to pay warriors with. This is the big problem that I'm presenting myself with. But hey, we need fighters. We need them. Ultimately, we need them. 4 young Utvorar warriors are talking in hushed tones next to a row of tents. They greet you politely when you approach and ask them where they've been staring at you. We heard your tribe travels the sands and may go far away lands, the oldest of them says. The fire in our hearts compels us to seek what's over the horizon. If you wish, we would join your tribe and fight for you. You could hire them if you are looking for warriors, or you could try and play into their sense of destiny and curiosity. Well, we don't have cash, so it's going to have to be this, and let's up our chances a smidge. We succeed on a 57 on a 60. Good thing we improved our chances. We shall fight for your tribe then out of honor, the young warrior says. They grab their gear and join the comitatus. However, upon joining, it quickly turns out that they haven't paid them a recurring fee, and this makes your commies disgruntled because they think it was less than fair to the newcomers. We gained 4 fighters and we lost 1 morale. And we've got scouts. Let's get some shamans in our lives. The fire shamans of the Utvorar tribe are the undisputed leaders of their people. Nobody would dare provoke their wraths, and rightly so, because, like the element they worship, they can be fickle and quick to wreak havoc. The daily gathering of Utvorar's most influential shamans can be attended by outsiders as well, so you trudge over to the brickwork building where the meeting takes place. Inside, it's hot as a furnace thanks to a large fire set in the middle under an opening in the ceiling. The shamans sit in a circle way too close to the flames and discuss the important matters of the tribe, as well as listen to news and propositions from outsiders. After a lengthy discussion of what the fire spirit commands, you get the chance to address the shamans. honestly, I would take medical supplies if they had it. The shamans gladly provide medical supplies. Concoctions, lotions, poultices, tinctures, and bandages for the right price. Man, I wish we had cash, but we don't. Alright, we will be on our way then. Unless we can sell something here. Do they want metal? I have no idea if this is a good price. How much did this cost? 1 silver, 2 copper. Ugh. I wanted this screen. So 1 silver and 2 copper. This much scrap metal will be enough to pay that. And if we do one more, we'll have enough to pay at least a few days' wages. So let's go back to the stories, back to the shamans, ask for medical supplies. We'll get a large amount of medical supplies. Take our leave. We can rest here in safety while we're here. If we trade news, we can receive 4 coins. And apparently we don't even have enough cash to pay everybody yet. So we'll be on our way. We picked up some soldiers, which is really important. And we got medical supplies as well. Now, it appears here we have to make a decision on left or right. Let's try and get round to the left here, and we'll move across to the right as we go, possibly visiting Larnac as we travel if we have to. Utvorar is an oasis according to the map's key. Oh. Okay, so this is a 4 energy line. We are down to 3 of our 11. I'll spend 1 on a march to get 1 step further across. Then we will rest. We're just accruing debt again because I'm bad with money. So this is 4, 8, 12. I wonder if this is one of the camps that we need to get to. Traveling under the killing sun over never-ending sand dunes makes one fairly numb. Your scouts, however, do not let such nuisance get the better of them. One of them finds a set of tracks belonging to 4-legged beasts that lead the way. One of the creatures must be huge according to the paw prints. Follow the tracks, it may prove difficult in the shifting sands. Let's do that. Tracks belong to Jahakras, for sure, but one of them is more than twice as big as a regular critter. A scout says, upon reporting their findings, trail leads southwards to a rocky area. We can follow it if we set out quickly, otherwise the desert will soon claim the tracks. Let's follow. The Comitatus follows the tracks and ends up a few miles to the south where jagged, wind-carved rocks poke out of the sand in a considerably large area. Most of the fighting crew is ahead of the main line of carts and beasts, the trail disappearing among the rocks. Could the beasts be hiding there somewhere? There is movement in the rocks. You and your scouts react just in time to avoid being ambushed out in the open, forming an effective defensive line. The fighting crew is ready when the first Chakara charges out of the crevices of the rock formations, followed by several more. As the skirmish starts, a terrible roar shakes the air. A huge Jahakra, big as a horse, appears on top of a cliff, claws and ground with powerful paws. The other creatures immediately go into a frenzy, and the Alpha charges the toughest companions. A battle commences. Oh boy. And they have 10 health, 30 health, and 10 health each. We have not healed up that much yet. No, we have not healed up much at all yet. Man, I bought all those medical supplies. Right, let's start on the weaker. Try and reduce their numbers. She's down. Getting very wrecked. Incredibly wrecked. Can we please take a turn? Right. She's having a really bad time. But I don't know what else we expected when apparently we haven't healed nearly at all in this entire adventure. Right. Cleave these two. Hopefully kill the one on the right. That went well. Thank goodness Sidarius can take a hit. We'll start going after the other side now. 4 damage is very good. Another cleave here. Bad times. Yavik back up at the top again. Let's see, this guy has 2 HP left. And we're doing a terrible job of hitting stuff. Right, we're back up. Cleave again. Oh, come on. Getting wrecked. You're down again. Right, you can kill this, I know that much. And with only 1 remaining to worry about, with 0 power, I assume they're just going to do basic attacks now. We only have 1 resourcefulness remaining, it seems, so we won't be getting our friend back up. We're just going to have to hit them over and over and over again. But if this is how this is going now, I can only imagine how badly fights at the camps when we get there might go. We need to pass, because we don't have enough energy to do anything. She continues to be wrecked on the ground. We continue to slash with a sword. This thing now still has 13 HP left. That makes 10. Who's going to give out first? That makes 6. She has 2 left on the ground. We'll swap and just try and keep somebody up. If Yavik's up. It's not going to do it. We managed to evade though. And then with this strike... Please give us like 1,000 food and healing after that. Jeez. Your companions managed to bring down the creature Alpha before it could cause much harm. Upon hearing its death throes, the survivors of its pack flee into the desert right away. After burying the fallen, you instruct your crew to patch their wounds up and cut off the monster's gigantic head. If you have the time and expertise, you could also harvest much of the dead creature. 1 movement required, we have 0. So we got here with none. Hunting 1 required. You take whatever you can. We cannot do that. We leave this place. We have a trophy and we lost a fighter. Well, this was not where we needed to be then. We need to camp. We get some healing back very slowly. Right, so We're still trying to swing southwesterly. So we're just going to have to keep moving. Now we could do 8 days travel on there, or we can of course take the hypotenuse. And we'll camp again. 4 days of supplies remaining. 3 days after that. Your crew grumbles. It's not a rare thing, as there is a reason to grumble, but by this time they bitch and moan about not getting paid, which is a fairly good reason if there was any. Yeah, I know we left without cash because I'm a moron. Alright, where are we now? So we need to go dead south. Camp. Man, the organization of this grid is intricate and difficult. We'll sleep again. We're going to run out of food. You've experienced rising disobedience among your involuntary workforce lately. Something is bound to happen when slaves are disgruntled. To your dismay, the guards inform you that in the morning that 2 of your slaves have escaped into the wasteland during the night. What they were hoping for is unclear, as even closer to settlements their survival chances are best slim. Slim at best. It is little to no consolation to you, however. What are we going to do about it? Oh god. Liberate a slave. We gain 2 abolitionists, -1 slave and +1 worker. Your ploy seems to have worked. The slaves become more docile immediately. We gain 1 obedience. Comitatus has seen better days. In fact, your commies are in a pretty foul mood. Something ought to go wrong. I don't know how I can pay them a bonus with cash I don't have. I guess we can give them a tiny bonus now for their full salary later. This is our last day's food, so let's get over here before we spend it. The Earth Tribe Camp. In crew combat encounters, your entire comitatus fights the enemy, either protect themselves or when you happen upon another group who decide to pick a fight with. You can see the combat strength and defense of your crew, 62, and of the enemy, 64. These describe your crew's ability to perform attacks and defend themselves respectively. Purple icons indicate magical attacks and defenses. The side that is indicated in the combat encounter is attacker, indicated by a fist. Click on fight, flee, sack, or move on. Well, we have to fight. You need to select your goal for the fight. Your options are often limited based on what type of enemy you are fighting and the circumstances you have met them under. When you are ambushed, your options are severely diminished. The available targets or loot are listed below the goals. You can change your goal after each round of the fight, as well as attempt to flee, retreat, or disengage. Select a goal for this fight. Is this one of the camps we need for our thing? First camp, second camp, third camp. So this could be the one of the camps. I mean, if we just kill them, then we can take their beasts and cargo, right? That's how that would go. Crew combat typically lasts 3 rounds, during which you need to manage who of your crew fights and who does not, as well as increase your character's chances of success or modify outcomes by performing special actions each round. Each round you roll to see how successfully you attack or defend. The chances of success and failure derived from the combat strength, defense, and action modifiers of the 2 sides can be seen in the middle. If the enemy successfully flees, retreats, or disengages at any given round, you can choose to pursue them or stand down. The enemy can do the same to you in case your side withdraws. Additionally, it is not wiped out. At the end of the 3rd round, your crew, if not in a hurry, has the chance to save the wounded by healing them. During the battle, you can see your units left and the enemies on the right. You can click on your groups of units to add them or exclude them from the fight before you commit the current round's roll. The selected units add their combat strength and defense to the total, but have a chance to be wounded or killed. Workers and slaves become mortally wounded after a single hit, while other combatants become wounded first. Severely wounded companions and mortally wounded crew cannot fight, while wounded crew grants lower combat strength than healthy ones. Check the detailed result of each round by clicking the scroll button. Including passengers and or arming slaves is just an option, but these have their consequences, like losing morale and obedience. Many factors have an impact on combat strength, defense, damage dealt and sustained, and other stats. Consult the tooltips to learn more. Select your combat groups, then click fight. Let's see then. Okay, so this is like everyone. Let's just fight with who we have then. Round 2. So you're wounded, I guess. It seems they're fleeing. We will pursue. Your crew tends to the wounded in the heal phase, rolling the recovery of each unit one by one. Severely wounded units can only be healed with a critical success. Every healing attempt has a chance to consume a medical kit. The healer perks of companions on VAGRUS, as well as certain gear and other resources, can increase your chance to heal units. You can also take additional time during the movement points or use resourcefulness. Click heal. These died, those died. Victory or defeat are determined based on a number of factors. Success and critical success in rounds earns 1 and 2 victory points respectively. Additionally, attackers gather points for succeeding in fulfilling their goal. Defenders get points for both preventing attackers and for keeping their crew alive. The side with more victory points at the end wins, while in the case of a tie, the side with more wins during the 3 rounds is considered victorious. The post-victory sequence involves looting. You can receive items, goods, or even beasts and mounts depending on your enemy defeated. As with all opportunities of revenue in this game, relying on this sort of loot alone will not keep you afloat. Right, so is that one of the camps? It's not. It's not the first camp, the second camp, or the third camp. It was just a random camp. That is rough. And we're out of supplies. So we just have to keep moving to somewhere where we hope we can kill something and get some supplies. We need to camp here first. The Comitatus' morale is dangerously close to being irreversibly broken, and you are quickly losing your chance to turn this around. The crew is consistently arguing with each other, and a lot of them have no qualms of going against your will either. It gets so bad that you can't calm everyone down. They will simply leave, dissolving the Comitatus, or worse, depose you by violent means. We have failed that test. No amount of charm, threats, persuasion, or lies help you this time. It does not matter what your crew is fed up with. What matters is that they believe you are responsible for it. Whether they leave you behind and choose another leader or channel their frustration into violence is of little consequence. The important thing is that your career as a VAGRUS is over.
I can't be certain, as it happened a long time ago, but I believe I might be mistaken here. I might have gone off on a tangent. Let me go back a bit.
And there it is, just offering us to load a previous save and, from what I can tell, repeat my mistakes, because I'm clearly not doing this very well. So I think I will wrap up this introduction to VAGRUS The Riven Realms here. I hope you have enjoyed seeing this new game with me, and if you like the look of it, I hope you enjoy it for yourselves and do a better job than I ever did trying to get around these wastelands. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.